coming to get it, being chased by Teague. Nice job defending Tony. Kawhi says, what the heck? I'll just drain a three here. Teague gives it up. Teague, among the assist leaders out here, is Kawhi Leonard coming up with it. And Parker to Green, right back to Tony, and now Dwayne Dedmon.
Yes, and that is Glenn Robinson III, son of Big Dog Glenn Robinson.
Yeah, played a little bit there with the Spurs at the end of his career. And the jumper, shooter's touch. Spurs can use a little bit of that after a tough afternoon in New York yesterday.
I'm telling you.
Robinson III comes up with a rebound here, and now to Paul George. There's Kawhi Leonard, just took it away from him. The claw to Green, and Danny just looked it back, and they went for that fake, if you will, and he gets it easy too.
Oh, you spread the floor just enough on that 2-on-1 to be successful, and that's a tough 2-on-1 to guard with Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard.
And the three ball is good the other way. There is Miles Turner with the dunk.
That shows you his athleticism too, and smart. Sets a screen for Paul George, rolls right to the basket, and Paul George puts that pass on the money. Wow. Whew. I mean, just drives right in the heart of the defense, right into the teeth of the defense. Looks like there's nowhere to go, and he comes up with that circus shot.
George in the paint. Dedmon stayed with it, and George still scores.
Again, he's a phenomenal talent. Back to all-star level.
And unfortunately on cue, making it 26-20 as 9 for George, 9 for Turner. Kawhi Leonard. And Leonard tosses it up and in.
That's a great decision there. You got Rodney Stuckey on you. You got him by a couple inches. Go ahead and take him inside the paint and drops him off with a beautiful jump hook right over the top of the shot blocker.
Or maybe I should say that about them as Leonard knocks this down. They don't have their jersey in the rafters.
They will.
Yeah,
they will.
Seraphin against Aldridge, and Leonard stabs it and steals it.
How quick was that? That's those long arms, that length.
Leonard kicks it off. Mills got it again. Good day, mate. Patty Mills, and the Spurs have a 2-point lead inside the 1-minute mark.
That was a trade that's, to me, interesting. As Paul George comes off, and you don't want to start off your second half that way with them knocking down a three ball, but you know, rarely do you see teams that are fighting for that 8th spot, and there are only a couple of games that separate them, or one game even, and they make trades for their centers. I mean, that's unusual.
Yeah, and it's one that some people are thinking both teams are going to end up benefiting out of. Here's Kawhi, got it again for Leonard now with 17.
Well, Paul George gambled, going for the steal, trying to get the reach around steal. That gets him out of position. Kawhi Leonard finds that in between shot.
George on the attack. Got it up and in, and an and one over LaMarcus Aldridge. Interesting to see if Miami can maintain. They're not going to come out and win another dozen in a row, but can they continue to make that surge toward the playoffs? As Leonard an and one, and Kawhi quickly comes back to answer at the Spurs end. He gets the three-point play. More importantly, Spurs take the lead 64-63 as Leonard 8 of 16 from the floor. He's hit all 3 of his free throws tonight. And Kawhi, since missing that game in Memphis, has responded with 32 at Philly, 32 against Detroit, 36 against the Knicks in New York yesterday. Paul George answers with a triple at the other end. Timeout Spurs. Oh, and Leonard is able to grab that one in midair and stuff it into the basket as Tony Parker out of the break. And the Spurs have tied it at 66 to Simmons in the paint. Kicks out. Leonard for 3. Oh, mama! Kawhi Leonard! Kawows the crowd as he knocks down the 3. Spurs 75-72. Repost. Kawhi the turnaround. 2 more for Kawhi Leonard.
And you see pop up on the sideline, just getting the spacing correct. He wanted Danny Green in what we call the Magic Johnson angle, so he can catch the ball and shoot it. And that's going to keep Stuckey honest. And Kawhi Leonard has room to go to work.
Inside, Seraphin for 2.
Almost that situation, wrap up Seraphin instead of allowing him an easy 2 points.
Leonard got it! Kawhi Leonard rising to the occasion, and the Spurs back on top, 98-97. Here is Leonard with George. Remember, 5 fouls. Kawhi in the paint. And nothing but the bottom of the net. Leonard right in the face of Paul George, and the Spurs by 3. The switch, and Parker with George. Taking advantage of that size, the shot up and good. Paul George for 3. There you go. 2 seconds off the clock, and it's a one-possession game just like that. 110-104, and Teague. Spurs let him have the jumper, and that will do it. That counts. 110-106, and the Spurs go to 23.